called Law Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Alright, man, that's what this word ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ in ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. First, I'd like to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach real well. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the head of the Men of Israel camp, the brother Kazak, who I also teach under out here in Greenville, South Carolina. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the other Akim that's out here pushing and teaching this truth across the four corners of the earth, man. To y'all, I'd like to say shalom. Alright, it's your brother the Bach. You know, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. With a Yahweh Razah edifying video. But as you can see by the topic, man, Salakim, as you can see by the title, it's called Apple Tree, right? And I know you're probably thinking when you clicked on it, Apple Tree, what is this brother going into? Well, first thing that gotta come to your head gotta be Adam and Eve, right? Because this society, this world, these religions push that it was an apple tree that they ate off of, and that's how everything went wrong, right? So we're gonna go into the scriptures and show you how that was not an apple tree, man. That was not an apple tree, man. But let's get straight into it. We're gonna start off. We're gonna go to Genesis. We're gonna start from the top. Right? All right. It says this Genesis 3 from the top. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which our power had made. Okay, so this serpent off the top that is going into, right? That's going into Esau, man. That's going into Esau, man. Esau. When you hear this serpent, that's going into Esau, man. Right? There was more subtle than any beast in the field which our power had made. Continuing on, and he said unto the woman, that woman being Eve, right? Right? Okay, it says, and he said unto the woman, yea, have Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the tree, Slakian, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Right? Okay, so I'm gonna start right there for a second. First of all, we got to get clarification on what they're talking about, right? Because we know, as far as the scriptures, man, the scripture is, sometimes is literal and sometimes it's like metaphoric, right? So you got to dig a little bit deeper, man. These that is talking about, the trees that is seeing the fruits on the trees, right? You gotta think to yourself, man, and be like, okay, is this actually? Because once again, the Bible is metaphoric, right? So you gotta think, like, is this a point where it's being metaphoric? And so if it is, what are these trees, right? And these trees right now that Eve and this serpent is talking about are not actually trees, man. You know, those trees that it's seeing are actually nations, man. It says it's people, right? You know, but let's prove all things. Let me go get that real quick, if I'm not mistaken. It's in Mark. I'm gonna get this quick one. And we'll go straight to the point, man. It's right here. Mark 8:24. It says, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. Right? And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. The same trees that he's talking about in Mark refers, if you read into this chapter right here in Mark 8, it ties back into the trees. Salakim, you can know that those trees that they were talking about in Genesis, over there in Genesis 3, are not actually trees. Those are people. Those are nations. Man, I have found another. I cannot think about where it's at, man. To basically go into it, but it tells you that those trees were a nation. It was going into as it was like man, I think it let me go get. I think it was Ezekiel 31. Where he was talking. Let me see. Salakian real quick. Salakian. In a great most. I think So the Son of Man speaking to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, as multitude, greatness, was Khan. So Khan, call of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Right? So this is exactly what I was talking about. I'm gonna just read real quick to get straight to the point. I'm gonna read verse 2 and 3 real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 31, is verse 2 and 3. Right? It says, the Son of Man speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude, whom art thou like in thy greatness? Behold, the Assyrians was a cedar and Lebanon with far branches. Right? Okay, so let me stop you right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay, it's saying that Assyrian was like a cedar. Okay, so what is a cedar? Right? Let me see. Slovakia. Cedar. What is a cedar? Right? A cedar said was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches. A cedar is a tree. That is a cedar. This is a cedar tree. Look, it actually says it right here. Cedar of Lebanon. It's a tree, right? But continuing back on. I'm going to start back at the top of verse 3. Behold, the Assyrians was a cedar in Lebanon with far branches, with a shadowing shorn. Kind. Tongue twister slack. I'm mixing up what I was going to say. But I'm going to just finish it real quick. And of a high statue, right? Because the cedar is high, it's up, and the branches is out, whatever, whatnot. And his top was among the thick brows. Basically, that's just going into, man, that like showing you that this people, the Assyrians, which is a nation of people, which is a people, right? Whereas a cedar tree, man. That's the point that I'm making, and that lets you know that back here in Genesis 3, that those trees that they were talking about were not actually trees, man. They were actually nations of people, right? They were nations of people. But let's continue back on. We're going to go verse 4, right? It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For Yahweh doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Right? Okay, so boom. Remember now, like I said, remember that serpent is Esau, man. And you see how smooth the serpent trying to be? Nah, y'all don't know what he talking about, man. As soon as you eat of this, man, you gonna what did he say? He said, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as God, and knowing good and evil. Right? It's trying to be pump it up like if they eat of it, nah, they ain't gonna die, but they gonna be powerful. They gonna have this, they gonna be well off. Put it like that, man. That's Esau, man. That's Esau being smooth, man. That's Esau. That's how you know Esau comes with that words smoother than butter, man. Let me get that real quick. Let me get that. That's I'm tripping. Psalms, I think it's 55, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, Psalms 55:21, straight to the point. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's exactly the point, man. That serpent know when he was talking to Eve, that yeah, man, that he came real smooth, but he tried to deceive her, to deceive Eve, but like I said, but war was in his heart. He was coming real smooth, trying to tell her something good, but I knew that all in all that he was just coming to deceive her, right? Just like the scripture just said. But war was in his heart. Continuing on, his words were smoother than oil, yet they were drawn swords, man. Coming to kill, man. That's exactly what Esau did in that time in that garden, man. That's what Esau did to Eve. came real smooth, talking this little talk or whatever, whatnot. And then deceived Eve, man. That's the point. He deceived Eve off of coming smooth, having like real nice words, man. Real nice words, and trying to get her to cake her up, or you know, in today's terms, put some Mac on her. You know, Mac her up. You feel me? That's what Esau was doing back then, man. But really, he all in all, what he was trying to do was deceive her, man, to go against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. What's a lot with Yahweh? Put it like that, and Yahweh, man. All right, let's continue on, man. I'm gonna go back to Genesis 3. And that's the point right here, man. That's the point of the message. Verse 6, it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, right? As you can tell, like I just said, Esau coming smooth. Now she done got deceived. She's been deceived, man. She done fell for it. Fell for it, for the smooth words. She fell for it. Now she was deceived. Now she's saying, oh man, this tree good for food. And that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. Right? She took off the fruit thereof and did eat, man. And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat, man. So Esau deceived her, and then she deceived her husband. She deceived Adam. Right? But now let's break down this verse 6, man. So when it's talking about, when it's going into them eating this fruit, right? When it's going into them eating this fruit, man, it's not a literal fruit. Once again, right? You had to did Esau. You got to think about, what was Esau deceiving her of, man? Back in verse 4 and 5, Esau wasn't going out there trying to, not necessarily Mac with her. He was going out there to, yes, he came smooth, but he came smooth with his philosophy. He came smooth with his lies. He came smooth with in today's it would be like religions and shit to that nature, right? Let me go get that real quick. That's in Hosea, what is it, 10? Hosea 10:13, it says, ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies, man. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies. That philosophy, those philosophies are lies, man. She was deceived and was filled up with lies, man. She eaten of those lies, her and Adam, right? Let me finish the verse real quick. Because thou didst trust in the way and the multitude of the mighty men. So basically, all in all, she was deceived, man. Not with no fucking apple. It was philosophies, right? But you know what I'm gonna do? Right here when it says, and ye have eaten the fruit of lies, you know. What I want to do is I'm gonna go to the blue letter, and we're gonna dig into that word lies so a little bit more, right? 10 and 13, you know. Go to analytic concordance. Let's dig into that word lies, man. Right here. It goes into, it says lying, deception. Deception. That's a strong word, right? And remember, this is what they ate of, right? Ain't no fucking apple. Deception. And you can't. I don't even understand that shit. That shit is fucking stupid. How can you sit right here and say somebody eating an apple, but apple is? I'm not even getting to that stupid ass shit, right? But you know, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue going a little deeper, right? So what I had did, man, when I thought about to come into the blue letter, and I came across and I seen that it said lying and deception, right? So what I did, I went right here. It'll come right here, right? Now this is the deception's definition. It says the acting of deceiving someone, man. What do these philosophies do? They deceive you. They deceive you. They make you think one thing, but the complete opposite. They don't do nothing but tell you a whole bunch of lies, man. And that's exactly, man. Salakian for the background noise. I'm out here on my balcony, but that's what it is, man. You're getting deceived. They got deceived. That's what happens with these philosophies, man. These religions, man. They lie to you, and they tell you one thing, but it's the complete opposite, man. You know, out here with Christianity, Buddhism, Islamic shit, all that, man. They don't do nothing but deceive you just to get you to pay some money, and they going about their day. But they know that the guys that them shits that they're telling you to serve, or them shits that they're telling you to worship, they ain't real. Them motherfuckers can't even breathe or none of that, right? But all in all, back here in Genesis, let me go back to it. Genesis 3, when it says they ate of the fruit thereof, Esau's tweaking. Salakian, y'all. Salakian, man. Salakian. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, Salakian. But, man, Esau. Salakian, man. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Salakian. But, back what I was saying, she took on fruit. And they basically when they're saying that they did eat, man, they ate of philosophies, man. They ate. It was a philosophy that it was. They didn't Salakian, they didn't eat a philosophy. They started believing the philosophy, going with the philosophy. You know, that's what that is, right? What it's talking about in Genesis 6. It's not on fucking apple tree, right? Man, but sorry, Salakian, man. Esau don't get my hand threw me completely off, man. But you know, I'm not gonna let that stop me, regardless of the fact. But I'm gonna end it on this precept real quick. Hey, Salakian, man. Salakian, man. Somebody called the phone and it messed up the video, man. Salakian for that, but just to continue back on, man. I was going to get this precept. I was gonna end it on this last precept real quick. This Matthew 7. I'm gonna go to 7, and I'm gonna go 16 through 20 real quick, man. All right, let's get to it. It said, "Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs or thistles?" Right, verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruits. Right. Let's go into that, man. A good tree bringeth forth good fruits, man. That's this truth, man. This truth is that good tree, man. That tree of life, man. This is if you ask, this is the, not even if you ask me, if you want me to be real, which I'm always gonna be, man. This truth is the only good thing out here, man. That's a fact. This truth is the only good thing out here, because this truth is not going to bring you something evil, man. This truth is going to bring you your salvation, right? But a corrupt tree bringing forth evil fruits. That corrupt tree, man, is these philosophies. Is all this other bullshit that's going on out here in the world, man. And what that's going to bring you? It's going to bring you a nuke, man. It's going to bring you your destruction, man. It's going to bring you fire, getting burned. That's what that's going to bring you, man. But this truth is not going to do that, man. Let's go to verse 18. It says, "A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit." This truth cannot bring you evil, man. This truth cannot bring you evil, man. This truth brings you salvation, man. This truth brings you righteousness, man. This truth cannot bring you something evil. That's a fact, right? Continuing on at the end of verse 18, "Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruits." Right? Y'all, Israel today, man, y'all motherfuckers really believe that these philosophies that Esau done made out here can bring you something good, man. For a quick example, y'all believe like in the Baptist churches, just for an example, you know, y'all really still waiting on that financial miracle or that new car, new job. that y'all been praying for 30 years, they ain't bring you shit. It ain't bring you good nothing. They ain't did nothing believe you more in debt, man. Deceive you. Have you out here looking retarded. They ain't done nothing for you, man. None of these philosophies have done any good to anybody, man. It's a corrupt tree, man. It's a corrupt tree. Right? It's corrupt, man. Esau's corrupt, man. Verse 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire, man. So all these philosophies, all this other bullshit that's going on is bringing you destruction, man. Bringing you to your own destruction, man. It's gonna get you cast into a fire. That's a fact. Verse 20 says, "Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them." So if you this is what I suggest for this. I'm gonna say this for the the newer people that's finding about truth, starting to be sincere. I'm gonna get this to you, to like a gym or whatever you want to call it, right? I want you to look, and I want you to compare the situation, right? Compare and contrast. Look at the brothers in truth, and look how they going. Our brothers in truth don't have it. I understand that. That's still not bringing you something evil, because we are still shooting for that same goal, right? Our salvation, which is bringing you something good, right? Which is bringing you something good eternally, right? And then I want you to think about all this other bullshit and see what good you're gonna get out of that. And you let me, and I want y'all to sit on that, man. Brothers in truth is shooting for something eternally, and everybody in this world is shooting for something in the moment, which is gonna bring the ones in the world is gonna bring them, in the moment it's gonna bring them a good moment of destruction, a good moment of fire. But the brothers that's out here pushing and teaching this truth is shooting for eternal life. Compare and contrast that, man, and tell me which one is the smarter way to go, man. But with that, man, Salakian once again got a phone call, messed up the video, man. But Yahweh Ratazah, the video was edifying. You can learn, that brothers can learn something from it, And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, man. Shalom, shalom.